Hey guys, welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound. Hope you guys are having a good day. And today we're going to talk about one of the more well-known, more famous Lincoln wheat cents out there, and that's the 1922 No D mint mark Lincoln cent. And it's one of those coins that if you looked up and down a price guide, this one definitely sticks out, and they are extremely valuable if you're able to find one that's authentic. All right. For those of you that don't know, the Denver Mint was the only mint in 1922 to produce Lincoln cents. Theoretically, they're all supposed to have D mint marks on them because of just the way things were going financially during that time, the Depression, people being out of work after the First World War. More and more coins were being circulated, but at the same time production was down to an all-time low during 1921 and 22. So you can imagine, with the demand for coins and paper money during the time, the mint couldn't produce them fast enough. All right, again, this is all during a very depressed time in U.S. history. So the 1922 D Lincoln cent was an extremely, by the standards of the Lincoln cent series, a very limited low mintage coin by itself. Okay, only a few million were ever produced. There were only 4 die pairs. Okay, a couple of them in which exist with actual D mint mark, and another one with the weak D. There are 2 other reverses, which I'll get to here in a second, which will help determine the value of the coin. Again, the 22 No D mint mark Lincoln cent example, they're all really valuable. All right, so let's talk about how the coin ended up with no mint mark. All right, again, the mint was in the middle of a period where they're trying to crank out huge, obscene amounts of coins, and even though it's a low mintage, okay, they're trying to meet the demand for a lot of specific areas within commerce. So the 22D, or the 22 No D, I think, it was speculated that it was created as a result of a die clash, and with the die clash, the mint employee needed to kind of massage over and kind of fix up the die so that way it's going to continue to produce and crank out the intended coin. So in the midst of resculpting the features and doing the filing and all that, the mint employee inadvertently filed down the mint mark. So it would appear that the coin actually has no mint mark, and that it is a kind of like a rare unicorn Philadelphia minted coin, which never existed. So that kind of gives you a little bit of the backstory. How many of these were produced remains to be seen. Some would speculate half of the mintage is 1922 plains. I don't see that, because if the mint even caught wind of a missing mint mark, they would fix it. So there would be more actual Denver mint mark coins out in existence than there would be the plain 1922. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, it was kind of a rough explanation of why this coin even exists. Let's talk about those 2 reverses that exist. Okay, so if you think you have one, all right, flip the coin over. There are 2 different reverses. As you can see, there is a strong, detailed reverse, and there is a weak, sloppy, deteriorated die kind of reverse. Okay, you can tell the difference. I think the one telling sign, other than the fact that the wheat stalks don't look as crisp on the weak strike, take a look at the wheat lines at the bottom, the stems. One is absolutely thin and crispy, and the other one is pretty smushed down. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, you have the 2 different reverses. The weak struck reverse commands a lot less money than the strong reverse. Now, how much we're talking about? Up to 2 times the difference in price. So if the weak struck reverse was $500, in the same grade with the strong strike reverse, it would be worth about double. Okay, so that's a pretty huge deal. Now on the 1922s, you also want to be careful that there is a weak D mint mark underneath the date. All right, so the legitimate examples exhibit a strong second 2 in the date. All right, traditionally those will come up pretty weak on examples with a Denver mint mark or a weak D mint mark, and Liberty would be a little bit stronger struck 2 on a authentic example. All right, so those are a few things you want to keep in mind. So when I say weak D, it's easiest to go underneath a magnifier to really see if there's like a little bit of a hump, that would be considered a weak D. And if you did send it out to a third-party grader, then they would actually catch that. If you were in the market of purchasing a coin such as this, okay, one thing's for sure, you definitely would want to get one certified. This is a coin that has gone through history of being counterfeited. People would take authentic 1922 deminted coins with actual mint mark, and they would file it away and then retone them to give them the appearance of an authentic no D plain mint mark coin. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So I really wanted to kind of talk about this coin. It's more of a spotlight on the actual coin and the date itself. It's a truly remarkable chase piece, and one that everybody covets to have. It's not cheap by any standard, which is not exactly a bad thing, because if you spend $1,000 on a coin such as this in average circulated condition, you're pretty much guaranteed to get about that same amount of money back when you go to sell it. You never know, it might even appreciate in value, because coin collecting is beginning to or continuing to increase in popularity the more people that get into it as a way of investing. It's kind of like a commodity. It's not quite silver, gold, pork bellies and corn, like on the stock market. But people buy these as a way of holding on to value, and this is one of those coins that collectors and investors seek, especially in higher grades. So I want to thank everyone for joining me on the showcase of the 1922 plain no mint mark coin, the Lincoln Cent. And if you guys have questions or comments, would love to hear them. And if you guys needed to chat with me on a one-on-one basis, okay, you can reach out to me via email, and that's Blue Ridge Silverhound, all one word, @gmail.com. And please like and subscribe, and until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I wish you guys a great afternoon. Take care. See ya.